Welcome back to the Thought Lattice. In this video, we're going to see if philosophy can solve 8 problems we face every day. First up, can money buy happiness? Well, the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle thought that happiness, which he called eudaimonia, wasn't about pleasure but about flourishing through virtue, like friendship, courage, and wisdom. So money helps, but it's not the goal. Immanuel Kant disagreed. He argued that doing the right thing matters more than feeling happy. Like, hey, don't steal even if it makes you feel good. Stealing is wrong, but pursuing wealth might make you greedy, selfish, and dishonest. Ugh. Utilitarians like Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill linked happiness to pleasure. Bentham thought all human activity is aimed at pleasure or pain avoidance, the greatest happiness for the greatest number of people. Mill agreed, but also valued intellectual joy over material pleasure. Like reading a great book is better than eating a bag of chips. Research backs this up. Money does help buy happiness, but only up to a point. Once our basic needs are met, happiness levels off. Strong relationships and a sense of purpose make us happier than money alone. So while money can open doors, it's not the key to real happiness. Next, what should we do when faced with a problem? Stoic thinkers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius teach us to focus only on what we can control. When bad things happen, which they will, we can choose our response. As Epicurus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react. Today, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, teaches us much the same. Recognize negative or irrational thoughts and reframe them. A therapist might ask you, is this thought helping you? And if not, what would be a more helpful way of looking at this? They also help you ask yourself, what can I control? Because that's where your power lies. Third, should you always tell the truth? Imagine your best friend is hiding in your house from dangerous people. They ask you, are they here? What do you do? Philosophers disagree. Kant says never lie. Lying is wrong. Morality must be universal. Consequentialists say lie. If it saves a life, it's moral. There's no easy answer. But philosophy helps us think through these tough calls. Should we post our real selves online? We create profiles, curate our images, and write witty captions. Are we building real identities or just digital ones? Jean-Paul Sartre believed we define ourselves by our actions and our conscious choices. But as Saki describes, we get lost in the layers of filtered content, likes and comments, which can make us more concerned with how we look than who we are. Charles Taylor worries that we're losing our inwardness, paying more attention to online personas than our inner selves. We seek validation from strangers instead of living authentically. But if we're always curating our online image, are we losing touch with our true selves? If so, what do we do? How do we find that person again? Can AI think? Alan Turing, the father of theoretical computer science and artificial intelligence, once asked, if a machine talks like a human, is it thinking? His famous Turing test asks, can machines really think? Or are they just following rules? John Searle's Chinese room thought experiment says no. Imagine someone locked in a room with only a rule book for speaking Chinese. They can answer questions and hold conversations, but they don't understand the language. To Searle, this is how computers work. They simulate thinking, but they don't really understand. And this raises big ethical questions. Can AI feel pain or have consciousness? Should we give it rights? If it's just a machine, can we treat it however we want? But what if AI crosses that line? Will we recognize it? When faced with a moral dilemma, what should we do? Would you pull the lever? The train's headed toward 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it onto a different track, but that track has 1 person on it. Utilitarians like John Stuart Mill say yes. Pulling the lever is the right thing to do because it saves more lives. Deontologists like Immanuel Kant say, no, it's wrong to sacrifice 1 person for the greater good. Now what if the 5 people include your family and friends? Or what if you have to push someone onto the tracks? These changes test our ethics. Life isn't a hypothetical, it's messy. And philosophy helps us wrestle with that. Why does time fly by faster as we age? Summer vacation seems to last forever when you're a kid. But as an adult, months go by in a blink. Why does time seem to speed up as we grow older? The proportional theory suggests that each year feels shorter than the last as you age. For example, a year is 1/6 of your entire life when you're 6 years old, but 1/37 when you're 37. Also, new experiences tend to slow time down. When you're young, everything is new, so time seems to pass more slowly. St. Augustine said time is a mystery. We know it's marked by our awareness of events. Each moment is a tiny slice of our life story. So if time seems to be speeding up, pay attention. Slow down and savor each moment. It could be the defining experience that gives your future years their meaning. Does goodness require belief? Some believe morality comes from religion, but others argue that you can be good without God. Socrates asked, "Do gods command what is good, or is good what gods command?" If goodness comes from religion, then non-believers are free from its constraints. Humanists say no. You don't need supernatural guidance to be moral. Secular societies show that we can be moral without faith. People can use reason and empathy to guide them, to recognize and care about the suffering of others. Goodness doesn't require belief. It requires compassion. Now it's time for you to weigh in. Can money buy happiness? Share your thoughts below. And if you want to explore more problems that philosophy can solve, check out our other videos on the subject. Thanks for watching. Keep thinking and stay curious.